Alright guys, you ready for this one? This is a sneaker I'm super excited to take a look at. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I mean, we saw the leaked images of this pair of shoes way back, and ever since I saw that, I've just been waiting for this one to drop. So today, I'm super happy to finally have it in hand. So let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. Today, we're taking a look at the Sacai Vaporwaffle in the Sesame colorway. Alright, so we got the box here, Nike and Sacai box. This is exactly what you would expect. I mean, nothing has changed here. Again, some things have changed with the pair of shoes, but as far as the box, this is exactly what you would have seen. So I'll give you a look at the size tag before we slide open the box and let's whack them out. Today's pair of sneakers, and this of course is the Nike Sacai Vaporwaffle in the Blue Void Sesame colorway. Here you go, this is the pair of shoes, and man, these look even better in hand. These are clean. The materials, even though they've changed it, I gotta say, straight out of the box, they are feeling really, really good. One thing to note that you get in the box is an extra pair of laces, which is actually something I didn't know they would include. So you get this kind of round style of lace, and obviously on the pair of shoes you get two flat laces. Of course, Vaporwaffles come with two different sets of laces actually laced up onto the pair of shoes, so the round and the flat wouldn't go together. So I'd imagine you just, if you want to go with the single laces, you change it out to these tan ones. I think at first I was a little bit unsure whether I'd like this new material change, but now getting it in hand, I mean, it actually makes a lot of sense. It gives the shoe a lot more structure, and I think it kind of looks better. We'll get into the material changes and everything. We'll do a little comparison in just a minute, but first let me give you some specifics on this pair of shoes. So this Sesame colorway actually released alongside a dark iris colorway, which I will have a review up as well of that colorway. But either way, both of these two colorways released on April the 28th, and they both retail for £160 here in the UK, or $180 if you're out in the US. And these were both just as hard to cop as the last colorways. They just seem to be in very high demand and obviously in very limited supply. The Sacai Vaporwaffle is obviously a very different looking pair of shoes. Like, I remember when I first saw like the leaked images way before we even saw an official release of any of the different colorways, and I looked at it and I was like, damn, that is crazy. And I think it did take me a while to kind of warm up to the style, but now after we've seen more colorways, of course I've tried a lot of the colorways on and I've worn them, and I'm just like, this is gotta be one of my favorite sneakers, just full stop. So I do have a lot of positives to say, and I think this colorway might be my favorite. I don't want to spoil any top 10 for 2021 videos, but this is definitely very, very high on my ranks of colorways for the Sacai Vaporwaffle. So the material change is obviously going to be the biggest difference between these new colorways and the ones that we saw release in 2020. I mean, I've got this one over here, and it's mainly the mesh that is the difference. So the mesh on this previous colorway, it's a very, very thin and wide mesh material that adds a lot of breathability, And then when you get to this Sesame colorway, it's very, very different. It's a kind of a nylon material, a lot thicker, adds a lot more structure to the actual shoe itself. Just like the previous colorways, you're getting a really nice mix of really soft leathers and suede. Now, I will say that this feels a little bit softer than the previous version, a little bit less nappy. Like this one feels a lot more nappy and a little bit more rough to the touch. However, this one is just butter. This is so soft and it feels really, really good to hand. That suede comes in a very nice tan color or sesame color, and you can find that around the toe box and of course up towards the eye stays. Now you also get some leather material on here, which is pretty much exactly the same as any of the other Sacai Vaporwaffles. You find that around the heel and of course up in this navy around the back. The Nike swoosh also comes in a navy leather. You find that on the medial side and of course the lateral side just above that kind of painted on additional Nike swoosh. I say additional because obviously we kind of understand the theme here when it comes to Sacai, the double everything, the double laces, the double tongues, the double midsole, the double text on the side. It's yeah, two shoes combined into one, and I think that's what gives this pair of shoes that just crazy aesthetic. Kind of getting two midsoles with this extra piece kind of wedged in the middle there, so effectively on the back you're kind of getting three midsoles. It's a bizarre design aesthetic, but it definitely works on this pair of shoes. Now, in terms of the colors and the actual materials and how comfortable this feels, well, the first layer, this white one that you see closest to the upper, this is a lot softer than the other two or the other midsole that you find on here. As you move down to this wedge, it kind of gets a little bit tougher, I assume, to just add a little bit more stability and rigidity to the pair of shoes. It's still pretty soft and squidgy, however, it's definitely not as soft as the upper layer. And then the final midsole at the bottom is definitely still squishy and relatively soft, however, again, nothing like the first one, and that comes in this kind of off-white color. For me, these do fit true to size. They are a little bit more on the narrow side, however, that is just a design thing, and going up is not necessarily going to change anything. I've always found the Vaporwaffle to be a very comfortable pair of shoes. Yes, you do feel like you're a little bit higher off the ground, but in terms of like the cushioning and the overall materials that they've added to this pair of shoes, it does make for a very comfortable experience. So if that's something that you're worried about, I wouldn't be. It's a comfortable, good looking, and just awesome pair of shoes. But if you haven't tried the Vaporwaffle out just yet, I would definitely suggest trying it out. I know it's a little bit crazy in terms of the design, but trust me, once you try it on and you find out how comfortable they are and you try it on with a few different outfits, you may just come to really, really like them, just like I did. But either way, that pretty much wraps it up for the Nike Sacai Vaporwaffle. Is this your new favorite colorway, or did you prefer some of the other ones? Let me know down in the comment section. But like always, thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then,